From your perspective in that third quarter for the Detroit to take control?
Yeah, I think they came out, added a little bit of a level of aggression. That first play we ran, they called offensive foul on Dez, and then from there they started picking up some heat, turned us over a couple of times. We missed a few shots at the rim, and that momentum just changed the game.
On Sunday, the team did such a good job kind of responding to that adversity when Detroit was able to pick up that pressure. What didn't happen? What didn't happen to kind of stop that run and keep it to a reasonable number and let it kind of expand to 28-3?
Yeah, I'll definitely have to go back and look at the film in that case. I think we got a lot of great looks. The shots didn't fall. I think we had 3 or 4 at the rim in that instance, and I think being able to finish now stops them from getting out with the momentum. So at the rim finishing, and then they're getting out on the break. They had a couple blocks. Again, a couple shots didn't go down, so that was able to fuel their break.
Jamahl, in the first half, I think they had 8-9 blocks. How strong was their interior defense, and how did your team respond to the overall physicality there?
I think we responded well to the physicality. I really do. I think they were doing just as much grabbing and holding physical plays at the rim. I mean, that's the game. We said that is what it was going to be from the beginning of the series, and we embraced that. We accept it. Again, we had some great looks in that third quarter. Got downhill. They did a hell of a job at the rim, trying to keep us out of there. And our ability to knock some shots down in that moment it was key. Again, you got to give them credit for how they responded to the last game.
Coach, I know you mentioned obviously some nights shots just don't fall, and then you gave Detroit's defense credit as well, but how much of not being able to build an offensive rhythm throughout the game were some self-inflicted mistakes from the team?
I mean, that's part of the game. I think they did a heck of a job of reaching and grabbing a hold and turned us over a few times, and they were timely turnovers, timely plays. Again, you got to give them credit for how they came out, and they protected that paint and our ability to get downhill. So it'd be one thing if we weren't getting there, but we were getting downhill, and now it becomes part of the decision making once we do get into that paint because they do collapse it very well.
The series now shifts back to Orlando, tied at 1-1.
Yeah.
What's the outlook heading back home?
It's great to get back home, in front of our fans, the best fans that we have. I think just our ability to come out with the right type of energy, the right focus, the right amount of physicality, understanding exactly how they're swinging and how they're punching from the beginning of the game. So we've got to make sure that we keep our minds right, keep our heads right, get our recovery the way we need to, and come out with a game plan for some of the things that they did tonight that they adjusted to that we'll have to adjust to as well.
To that point, you obviously want to win the game, but how important is it in a series that you didn't back down heading into the fourth, that you were still kind of grinding, trying to make it a game still?
Yeah, that's just, we're not backing down. It's not who we are. And especially in a series like this, in a game like this, and opponent like this, you're not backing down. They threw everything that they had, in that moment, and that the aggression, the physicality, all the plays in the game. That's part of it, and we knew that was coming, and that's what we embrace it. And when we go to Orlando, we've got to just make sure we exceed it.
Jamahl, at times throughout the season, the third quarter has kind of been a struggle for you guys. Is there something you can change at halftime, talking to the guys to come out with more of a fire and try to rebound better in the third?
No, I don't think it was the fire. I think what it was, and what Detroit did in that moment, they had been switching a lot of things up, the cross-matching, changing matchups. Again, we had a lot of good looks, and I'd say if it was something different, we had a lot of good looks and a lot of opportunities at it. They did a heck of a job of packing the paint all the way in, getting some blocks and deflections. We missed a few at the rim, which was able to lead to their break. So they were able to get the easy baskets in that moment, and we were struggling to battle to get downhill to attack. And then when we did have the open looks, we didn't knock them down, and that's the momentum swing.
How did you feel your team's ball movement and your passing compared to game one?
You got to go back and look at it. I think Detroit did a heck of a job of heating us up, speeding us up a little bit. Us getting downhill.